Hey, what's going on YouTube? What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Today we got a donation request coming in from a favorite of mine. Welcome back to the channel. I haven't seen you in a while. Once again, don't really call out the names unless they specifically tag themselves in there, but thank you so much for this one. We're going to be checking out an artist I hadn't heard of, Richard Harris, and we've got MacArthur Park right here as the song name. So let's go ahead and read off the request. It's got the link. It says, Sean, I'm so happy you are reacting again. So here's a link for a song I was going to do a donation request for next when you stopped reacting. Okay, so this was back when I stopped. This was next in queue, and then yeah, I kind of abruptly came to an end. You're back, so here it is. It's called MacArthur Park by Richard Harris, 1968. It's 7 minutes 25 seconds long. It's audio, but it's had 5.1 million views. When I heard it as a kid, my first reaction was, huh? But I've come to love it for the masterpiece it is. I think it's beautiful and easy to get lost in. I think you will love it too. Thank you, Sean. All right, so let's check this out. How many Park songs have we had? Maybe two. One of them was like, oh man, it was from the Faces. I'm sure you guys remember the name. It was some funny name, Park. And then I think we did one about like crying in the rain or something. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and get lost now in Richard Harris MacArthur Park. My first time hearing it. So let's see what the band's doing in this one, and let's hop into it. Before I do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the description if you guys have been enjoying the content. All right, here we go. Okay, before I get this one started, I'm sorry, that immediate piano reminded me of a Weird Al Yankovic song that was about, like, I think it was Jurassic Park, or it might have been a Jurassic Park parody. So sorry, this might be the song it was based off of just from those keys at the beginning. I made that quick connection. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm like, Park, Jurassic Park, that keys might be the thing, but I'm going to try to push that out of my head because I know the Weird Al Yankovic song, but it sounds like this might be what it's based off. Let's get into it. I haven't ever heard the song that was based off. Here we go.
Spring was never waiting for us, girl. It ran one step ahead as we followed in the dance. Between the parted pages, and we're pressed in love's hot fevered iron like a striped pair of pants. This park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh no. I recall the yellow cotton dress foaming like a wave on the ground around your knees.
Wow, these keys are so haunting with his story, his voice.
The birds like tender babies in your hands, and the old men playing checkers by the trees. MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have the recipe again. Oh no.
Oh, I feel like those are metaphors.
sing it. There will be another dream for me. Someone will bring it. I will drink the wine while it is warm and never let you catch me looking at the sun. And after all the loves of my life, after all the loves of my life, you'll still be the one.
Oh, we've been hearing that a lot lately. These truly passionate love lyrics.
I will take my life into my hands and I will use it. I will win the worship in their eyes and I will lose it. I will have the things that I desire and my passion flow like rivers through the sky.
Oh, man.
And after all the loves of my life, oh, after all the loves of my life, I'll be thinking of you and wondering why.
His keys come back in. Okay. Third section. Still got the strings. Piano player is crazy on this too. Absolutely.
MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark. All the sweet green ice ain't flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I never had that recipe again.
Oh, this is a cool song. Yeah. I didn't know how to end. I'm like, where's it in? Dude, you hear songs sometimes that just play out a story tell, visuals in your head, and you're just like, I've said this recently, but I'm like, this is a Broadway. This can be a Broadway whole musical. This is one of those songs that you hear, and it's it's evolutionary in the way that it's sounding throughout the track, right? It's called, I guess, it reminds me of the term progressive, but I don't want to apply progressive to everything, so I'll just use like evolution, right? It's got like evolution in it. It starts off in this kind of somber, very sad mood. You get this beautiful musical transition where, don't get me wrong, all the music's beautiful. The keys that are playing and the strings that are playing throughout this, the orchestral sound, absolutely wonderful. And it continues throughout the entire piece. But you get like these 3 different sections of this song, right? The little somber, like down on mood, you get the beautiful musical transition, and then you get that up tempo. And I love that we bring it on back to the originating sound, the chorus once again. This song about shattered love, and the "you will always be the one for me, you have my heart," those very deep, passionate lyrics for another person. Absolutely love that. His voice, it was interesting though. His voice it sounded like an older recording, older than the music. So I guess, did we cover what year this one came out? 1968. Okay, so it was 1968 that this one came out, and I could believe that through the music recording, but honestly, the recording of the vocals actually sounded older. It almost sounded like scratchy, but I guess that's what a record player can kind of do, right? It makes it like it's got this kind of scratch quality to it, or at least the recording equipment of that time. But it sounded older, honestly. It sounded like some not quite Woody Guthrie, but it did. The vocals sounded a little older, so that was interesting to listen to. But I absolutely love all the music that is playing on this. I love his voice. But then we get into the chorus. The chorus I felt like was double entendre. It was like a metaphor, right? He's talking about MacArthur. It's melting in the dark, right? Like all the freeze that happened on this place is melting, but I took that as like a metaphor for their love too, right? Where their love may have been that ice at one point, it's melting, right? It's no longer going to be that form, that shape anymore. It's not what it was. In fact, it's losing itself. Okay, so I took that, and then also the cake, right? This cake, it took so long to bake, and I won't have the recipe anymore. I also took that as a metaphor of their love. Their love took so long to flourish and to get to know each other and get to this point of greatness, and now it's just being washed away in the rain. It was left out there, and I'm not sure I could ever bake this cake again. I don't have the recipe. I don't know how we found ourselves in this love. Right? It was magic, and I don't have the recipe for this anymore. I don't want to lose it. Right? If I lose this, I can't ever make this happen again. I absolutely love that, because that fits the whole premise of the song. The whole song about, him describing who she was and how she was, and their love, and it's fleeting. It's no longer there. And the chorus is, you can take it at face value and just say, no, dude, it's just the park was frozen over. That's where they met. And the cake, he's heartbroken that he's missing it. To me, it's deeper. Both of those lines are so much deeper than the surface level. It fits right along with the song. So the writing, you guys know I am a sucker for great writing. I think that is impeccable. That is great writing. Absolutely. So Richard, circling back, I didn't want to make it too much about the Weird Al thing. This was the song, right? The cadence that he sung it in, something about Jurassic Park in the dark. I remember some of the lyrics vaguely from the Weird Al. So this was what he took it from. I had not ever known this. I thought that song was an original like Weird Al. Okay, even though Weird Al is a parody singer, I thought that was just an original Weird Al song. As soon as I heard those keys, I was like, oh my gosh, this is that song. And knowing Weird Al covers other people's stuff, I'm like, this is a song that it came to. So we'll leave that. I made that connection. Very cool. So Richard Harris, MacArthur Park, let's look a little bit into the background, but absolutely amazing request. Thank you for this one. All right, so you have MacArthur Park right here from Richard Harris. Okay, it's released in 1968, and they considered it pop at that time. Jimmy Webb, man, I swear I've heard this guy few times now. Jimmy Webb all over the place. Great songwriter, man. It's written by Jimmy Webb, that was recorded first in 1967 by Irish actor and singer. Oh, he was an actor as well, Richard Harris. Harris version peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the UK singles chart. MacArthur Park was subsequently covered by numerous artists, including 1970 version by country singer Waylon Jennings. So very cool. We've heard one. We haven't heard Waylon Jennings directly, right? We've heard him with the other guys, with Johnny Cash and them. So I don't think we've heard Waylon Jennings by himself. But the composition MacArthur Park was written and composed by Jimmy Webb in the summer and fall of 1967 as part of cantata. I'm not sure what that is. A vocal composition with an instrumental accompaniment. It says Webb brought the entire group to the association, but the group rejected it. The inspiration for the song was his relationship and breakup with Susie Horton. MacArthur Park in Los Angeles was where the couple would occasionally meet for lunch and spent their most enjoyable times together. At that time, the middle of 1965, Horton worked for Aetna Insurance, whose offices were across the street from the park. When asked by interviewer Terry Gross what was going through his mind when he wrote the song lyrics, Webbs replied that it was meant to be symbolic and refer to the end of a love affair. In the interview with Newsday in October 2014, Webb explained, everything in this song was visible. There's nothing in it that's fabricated. The old men playing checkers by the trees, the cake that was left out in the rain, all of the things that are talked about in this song are things I actually saw. And so it's a kind of musical within great. Okay, so it does sound surface level. I'm happy my brain like connects it differently. Okay, that it makes it way more enjoyable to think about how these things can actually be connected to the story and to love rather than just a cake melting in the park, right? It hits a little deeper when I make those connections. So so it's a kind of music collage of this whole love affair that kind of went down in MacArthur Park. Back then I was kind of like an emotional machine, like whatever was going on inside me would bubble out on the piano onto paper. The key composition, guys, how about that? Like, was that not in a way hauntingly beautiful, the way those keys played with the song? It sounded perfect, right? It sounded perfect. Even though I've heard those keys in the Jurassic Park version, it didn't nearly have the same effect as it had listening to this, right? It actually meant something here rather than just like a funny kind of Jurassic Park thing. It actually had emotion here. Those keys fit this so dang well. So it sounds like Jimmy Webb wrote that. That's amazing. Webb and Horton remained friends even after her marriage to another man. The breakup was also the primary influence for By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Oh, yes. Ah, yes, By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Dude, now we've got Jimmy Webb was laying out hits with this heartbreak. Oh my gosh. And sometimes they say things happen for a reason, I guess, right? There we go. MacArthur Park, fantastic. Absolutely love this one. So thank you. Thank you so much for requesting this one. This was definitely a great must listen, I feel like. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in here with me today. If there's more to check out with Richard Harris or the Jimmy Webb phenomenon of writing amazing heartbreak songs, let me know. Thank you guys for being here today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the description, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.